expression for resistors connected in parallel. Consider three wires A, B and C, and all these three wires are to be joined in such a way that these three wires have two common points between each of them. So is it possible? Let's see. So if we take, suppose this is wire 1 or A, this is wire A, this is wire B, and suppose this is wire C. So now these three wires are connected with each other in such a way that there exist two common points between each of these wires. Okay, so this connection of wires where these three wires have two common points between them is said to be connected in parallel. So just like the wires, we can have a few resistances which can be connected between two common points. So in the image, in the diagram, you can see I have taken three resistances R1, R2 and R3, and all these three resistances are connected between two common points C and D. So what will happen if current flows through these three resistances? Now let me make a complete circuit. Let me connect points, these two points C and D, to an ammeter, and let the ammeter be connected to a key. The key is connected to a battery, and the battery will be connected to this end D of the resistance. Now children, when the current starts flowing from the positive terminal of the battery, it will go to the ammeter, and from the ammeter it will come to point C. Now what will happen when the current reaches point C? The path of the current will get bifurcated, because here you can see at point C there is breakage of the points, that is the path is getting diverted or the path is getting divided. So what will happen to the current? The current will get bifurcated. Some current will flow from this point to this resistance R1, some of the current will flow from point C to the resistance R2, some of the current will flow from point C to the resistance R3, and finally what will happen? All these three paths once again meet at one point D, so once again the current will get added up. Okay, so if we have a number of resistors which are connected between two common points so that each of these provide a separate pathway for the current to flow, then the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. Now in this case, since the current is varying across each of the resistors R1, R2 and R3, what we are going to do is that we are going to connect an ammeter across R1, we are going to connect an ammeter across R2, we are going to connect an ammeter across R3. As I had already told you in series connection, that an ammeter has to be always connected in series. Positive terminal, negative terminal of the ammeter. Okay, and in this parallel combination, the potential difference across each of the resistors will be same. Current changes across each of the resistors, but the potential difference across each of the resistors will be same. So here I am going to connect one common voltmeter across point C and D, so that the voltage across each of the resistor will be same. So what is meant by resistors connected in parallel? If we have a number of resistors which are connected between two common points so that each of them provides a separate pathway for the current to flow, correct? The current will reach here, it will flow across this resistor, it will flow across, the current is going to get divided actually basically. So the current gets bifurcated and the current flowing through each of the resistors will be different. So there will be a separate pathway for the current to flow. Then the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. So see the definition of resistors in parallel. If there are a number of resistors connected between two common points so that each of them provides a separate path for the current to flow, then the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. Definition: if a number of resistors are connected between two common points so that each of them provides a separate path for the flow of current, then the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. Let us see the circuit diagram for resistors which are connected in parallel. So I have taken three resistors. Let me name them as R1, R2 and R3. And these three resistors are connected in parallel. Why? Because they are connected between two common points. And these two common points are C and D. Now these resistors are connected with the help of an ammeter. An ammeter is always connected in series. The ammeter is connected to a plug key. The plug key is connected to a battery. The battery will be connected to the end D of the conductor. Also, in parallel combination, as I told you, okay, let's first put on the show the terminals: positive terminal of the battery, negative terminal of the battery, positive terminal and negative terminal of the ammeter. Now, as the current starts flowing through the battery, it flows through the ammeter. At point C, current bifurcates. So, we are going to show an ammeter across each of the resistances, because here the current is going to be different across each of the resistances. So, here I am going to show the ammeter which will be connected. So, I can write it as current will be I1 here, current will be I2, current will be I3. That is, ammeter is going to give three different readings. Okay, here also I am going to write plus, minus, positive and negative terminal. So the current flowing through each of the resistors is different, but the potential difference across each of the resistors is the same. As we have already mentioned, an ammeter is always connected in series and a voltmeter is always connected in parallel. So we are going to show a voltmeter which will be connected in parallel, voltmeter V, connected in parallel between two common points C and D. And the voltmeter will give us the voltage which is going to be the same across each of the resistor. Okay, pathway of current also has to be shown. Current will flow like this. Also, you can show that the current is flowing here. So let us see how to derive the expression. First, we are going to write a small introduction regarding the setup of the equipments. So according to the circuit diagram, we have considered three resistances R1, R2 and R3 connected between two common points C and D. So here I have written, consider three resistances R1, R2 and R3 connected in parallel between two common points C and D. Now in parallel combination, current is different but the potential difference is the same. So let V be the potential difference because V is going to be the same. So as we have said, let V be the potential difference. Let the current across R1 be I1, current across R2 be I2 and current across R3 be I3. So I have written let I1 be the current across R1, I2 be the current across R2 and let I3 be the current across R3. Now the effective resistance, that is the total resistance in the circuit, will be represented as Rp. So you remember in series combination we said that the total resistance or the effective resistance or the equivalent resistance will be represented by Rs. So in parallel combination the total resistance of the circuit will be denoted by Rp. So let the effective resistance of the circuit be Rp. Now since current is varying here across each of the resistors, we will find out the total current in the circuit. So total current in the circuit will be, so if I1 is a current across R1, I2 is a current across R2 and I3 is a current across R3, I'll denote the total current as I, and the total current will be is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Let me take this as equation number 1. Now we know that by Ohm's law, see what was Ohm's law? V is equal to IR was Ohm's law, isn't it? So if we rearrange the expression, we get I is equal to V upon R, correct? Why I is equal to V upon R? Because we are going to substitute for I in this equation. I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, isn't it? So if I am going to do substitution for I is equal to V upon R. I is the total current, so it will remain as it is. V is the potential difference, and we have already said in the beginning that the potential difference across all the three resistors is going to be the same. That is, what voltage is going to be the same. So V will remain as it is. Upon R. What is R here? If I is the total current, R will be the total resistance of the circuit. So what is the total resistance of the circuit or the effective resistance of the circuit? It is Rp. Then I1. I is equal to V upon R. So if I have to find out I1, then I1 will be is equal to V upon R1. That is, V is the same across resistor R1, R2 and R3. So V will remain as it is. And the current across resistor R1 is equal to I1. So if I1 is a current, resistance will be equal to R1. If I want to substitute for I2, I2 will be V upon R2. And if I want to substitute for I3, I3 will be is equal to V upon R3. Now I am going to substitute these values in equation number 1. So substituting the above values in equation 1. What is equation 1? I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So I is equal to V upon Rp is equal to I1. I1 is V upon R1 plus I2. What is I2? V upon R2. And what is R3? I3, V upon R3. Now you will find V is common in the numerator. So V upon Rp will remain as it is. And I am going to take common from V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. So if V is common, then we get 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Now V will get cancelled from both the sides. Okay, V will get cancelled. So if V and V gets cancelled, we get 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. This is the expression for resistors in parallel. When three resistors are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance is given by the formula 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. But it is not necessary that three resistors are connected in parallel. There can be n number of resistors connected in parallel. So if there are n number of resistors connected in parallel, then what do we get? 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 plus dash 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 dash. We have n number of resistors, 1 upon Rn. Let us study the laws of resistances or characteristics of resistances in parallel. The first characteristic is voltage across each of the resistor is the same and is equal to the applied voltage. See, we have already seen in parallel combination that in parallel series or in parallel combination, voltage is same but current is different. Therefore, the first characteristic of the resistors connected in parallel is that voltage across each of the resistor is the same and it is equal to the applied voltage. So let's take an example here. Suppose there are three resistors connected in parallel between two common points C and D. Resistance R1 is 10 ohms, resistance R2 is 30 ohms and resistance R3 is 40 ohms, and the common potential difference across each of the resistors is 12 volts. So this is the applied voltage. Okay, 12 volts. So voltage across each of the resistor is the same and is equal to the applied voltage. The second law states that the total current in the circuit is equal to the sum of the currents through each of the individual resistances. So total current. How do we denote the total current? I is equal to sum means plus, sum of the currents through the individual. What was the current through each of the individual resistance? Across R1 current was I1, across R2 current was I2, across R3 current was I3. So that was only when three resistors were connected in parallel. So in short we can say total current in the circuit is equal to the sum of the currents through each of the individual resistances. Then the current through various resistors are inversely proportional to the individual resistance. See what is Ohm's law here? I is equal to V upon R, isn't it? So current is inversely proportional to the resistance, isn't it? But it is directly proportional. Current is directly proportional to the voltage. That is, when you are increasing the voltage, current will also increase. When you are decreasing the voltage, current will decrease. But current and resistance, since it is V upon R, that means current and resistance have an inverse relationship. When current will increase, resistance will decrease. When current will decrease, resistance will increase. So current through various resistors, say R1, R2 and R3, they are inversely proportional to the individual resistances. Then the reciprocal of equivalent resistance. Reciprocal means 1 upon of equivalent resistance. Since we are talking about resistance, this is equivalent resistance in parallel. So reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to sum of reciprocal 1 upon reciprocal of individual resistances. What is that? R1, R2 and R3. Okay, so reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to sum of the reciprocal of the individual resistance. Now equivalent resistance is less than the smallest individual resistance. What is equivalent resistance here? Now suppose if I take this particular example, R1, R2 and R3 values are given and V is equal to 12 volts. So suppose I want to find out the resistance in parallel. So I apply the formula 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Correct? Now I substitute the values. 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 is 10 plus R2 is 30 plus R3 is 40. Okay. Now let's take the LCM of 10, 30 and 40 and find out the value of Rp. So instead of cross multiplication, I prefer to use the LCM method. So 10, 30 and 40. So directly I am going to use 10 ones are 10, 10 threes are 30 and 10 fours are 40. 3 ones are 3, 4 and 4 ones are 4. So what is our LCM? 10 threes are 30 and 30 into 4 will be 120. So LCM will be 120. So 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon 10. Now in order to get 120 in the denominator, I have to multiply the denominator by 12. So if I am multiplying the denominator by 12, let me rub out this first and second law and let me continue it once again. So as I said, the LCM is equal to 120. So 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon 10. Since the LCM is 120, I have to multiply the denominator by 12 here for the first fraction, 1 by 10 into 12. So 10 12s are 120. If I am multiplying the denominator by 12, I will have to multiply the numerator also by 12 plus 1 by 30. Now in order to get 120 here, I need to multiply by 4. 34s are 120. So I will multiply the numerator also by 4 plus 1 by 40. If I want to get 120 in the denominator, multiplied by 3. So numerator also will be multiplied by 3. So 1 upon Rp will be equal to 12 upon 120 plus 4 upon 120 plus 3 upon 120. So see here we have got a common denominator, and what is the common denominator? 120. So what do we get in the numerator? 1 upon Rp is equal to 12 plus 4 plus 3 upon common denominator 120. So 1 upon Rp will be equal to 12 plus 4 16, 16 plus 3 19, 19 upon 120. So invertendo Rp will be equal to 120 upon 19. And 120 divided by 19 is equal to 6.31 ohms. So now you compare this equivalent resistance with any of the individual resistance. Here you can see that if Rp, that is equivalent resistance, is 6.31 ohms, what is R1 equal to? R1 is equal to 10 ohms. That means the equivalent resistance is less than the individual resistance. Correct? If Rp, that is equivalent resistance, is 6.31 ohms, see, compare it with R2. R2 is 30 ohms. That means equivalent resistance is less than the individual resistance. Similarly, if Rp is 6.31 and R3 is 40, that means Rp is less than R3. So what is the statement here? That equivalent resistance is less than the smallest individual resistance. And the last law states that this combination can be used to decrease the resistance in a circuit. That is, when you calculate the total resistance of the circuit, the total resistance of the circuit will be less. So the combination is used to decrease the resistance in the circuit. For example, as we have seen, see, the individual resistance, if you add up the individual resistances, you get 70-80 ohms. But the equivalent resistance is equal to 6.3 ohms. That means in parallel combination, the combination is used to decrease the resistance of the circuit. Let us revise the laws of resistance in parallel. First law states that the voltage across each resistor is the same and is equal to the applied voltage. Second, total current in the circuit is equal to the sum of the currents through the individual resistances. Third, currents through various resistances are inversely proportional to the individual resistances. Fourth, reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of reciprocals of individual resistances. Fifth, equivalent resistance is always less than the smallest individual resistance. And sixth, this combination can be used to decrease resistance in a circuit.